for you all to enjoy as a quick little snack up here at the house on the tin said between bites. After lunch, we'll find Billy and fly our new kites.
And welcome back to the early morning Sunday show. Happy to have you aboard. Happy Memorial Day to those in the U.S. and for those not in the U.S., happy weekend, because you don't know what the hell we're talking about. But it is a holiday actually here, so it's for the military. It's a military holiday. Parades you got going on, lots of stuff, exciting activity. It is the official kickoff of summertime. So, yay, summer. I haven't even been golfing yet. I mean, you really need to rectify that. I don't know, I just haven't done it. So, the opening, besides my grandson Aiden, was a town called Allegan. I was just traveling on the way to another town, and a lot of times I like to take some of the highways just to see what's out there. I took a side trip and go, wow, this is just one of those quintessential little towns with a beautiful little theater, this old bridge, just gorgeous, just beautiful town. And I found, hey, they got a brewery. So on my way back to my hotel where I had been staying, stopped there for dinner. It was really good. So really like that. Okay, let's roll. My t-shirt, I just want to thank Jacob. He sent me this last year, Jacob, out of Denmark. This Lutsut. It's one of my favorite people, Uffe Lorenzen's group, Babywood Rose, and a variety of other ones that are in Danish that I cannot pronounce, but Jason helped me with that one. But this first album, so this is really cool. At Radio Wasteland, Jim found this, and check out our podcast. This week we're on Spotify, iHeart, this week it's about bands that play, cover bands or tribute bands, things like that. And he showed me this album, and he played me some clips from YouTube, and oh my God, Brownout is the name of the group. Brownout, formed in Austin in 2003. It's an offshoot. The members are in another group called Grupo Fantasma. Grupo Fantasma is a Latin funk. This is a Latin funk side project of the members of Grupo Fantasma. And they've done 7 albums. 2 of the albums are Black Sabbath tributes. This is called Brown Sabbath 2, so this is the second one. They're so good that Ozzy Osbourne likes them and has officially said, that is really good stuff. This is crazy. Brown Sabbath. So, and we got there we go. Hey, we have that. Look, the lead singer, his vocals are similar to Ozzy Osbourne. The thing that makes this interesting, if you've ever thought about, wouldn't Black Sabbath be wouldn't their music sound great as a funk band, a Latin funk band? And if you thought that in your life, and you've always wondered about that, well, this is it. They deliver the goods. Oh my God. I'm telling you, this is just fun. I mean, now they've done 2 albums. They also did one on Public Enemy. They took a whole album Public Enemy stuff, and I listened to some samples of that, and I didn't like that. Public Enemy, it's about this noise. It's about what they've created of this noise from samples. and you can't replicate that. So I didn't like that one. But this is a reissue. This originally came out in 2016. And it is an 8-piece band. And as I mentioned, the singer has that Ozzy sound to this. It is full of wailing horns, screaming wah-wah guitars. I mean, they just bring power and aggression to the music with this funk and Latin congas. It is nuts. I'm giving you 2 samples off this thing. I loved this thing. It is so good. It's filled with tempo changes, and they just keep jamming and going. I mean, these guys are having a great time. They are, and you definitely can hear the Sabbath, but they take it in a fun direction that is highly enjoyable. Highly enjoyable. Ah, man. So, Brown Sabbath. Brown Out presents Brown Sabbath, Volume 2. I love this thing. It is so good. I'll have to look at one, but they haven't reissued it, I don't think, lately, so I haven't even checked pricing. But yeah, great stuff. Really, really good. Music. You know, you need that kind of stuff. Oh, the next one is a group called Underground Youth, formed in 2008. It's post-punk, kind of some psych, and they're out of Manchester, England, but they now live in Berlin. And for those of you, the early birds that like to put something on digital, there you go. And go ahead. This come from Fuzz Club. This came from Fuzz Club, a label or group or whatever. I don't know what the hell they are, but I like the music. There's some really good stuff. Not all of it, but some of it, and a very gray looking vinyl. So this also started as a side project by a guy named Craig Dyer, and he was just doing it in the odds, and he did it at home or whatever, and put it out himself. There's no label, no nothing. He just put it out there on the internet. And 2 million people wound up listening to it, downloading it, or whatever. And he goes, well, I guess this is pretty good. So he eventually decided to form his own band. Brought in his wife. Did I have his wife's name on here? It's something really different. Warrior? I don't know. It don't matter. You don't really care, do you? But this is dark. Dark post-punk, infused with shoegaze and psych rock. Yeah, that's probably pretty good. It's very good. It's kind of a raw. The vocals are kind of raw, and they're buried down, and there's a wall of sound behind them. At times it can also be fairly quiet. So it's more of a melancholy type of a shoegaze psych rock going on. It would really caught my attention as they did the song Lord Can You Hear Me? And that was done by Spacemen 3. And it is a favorite song of Spacemen 3. They, I think it's just fantastic. Some of it is, you could say, some of it's kind of like lo-fi cinematic type music. Really interesting stuff. And this is the second album. This is the reissue. It's called Mademoiselle. It was originally put out in 2010. Look who we have, everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, cat has entered the building. And you know why? Because I'm wearing a black shirt. So his freaking hair is going to be all over it. He has gingivitis. His breath stinks. But he's doing better. He went to the doctor, and the doctor said, hey, his results are better than the last time, but he still falls a little bit on his back legs, but they've checked him. Seems okay. So he'll get some more pills, and yeah, he's costing us a bunch right now. All right, bud. Hey, look at the camera and say hi, would you? He wants to go outside. It's getting nicer out, so he will now be really pissy. So yeah, this I mean, I'm telling you, this was good. Is it great? I wouldn't put it as great, but did I enjoy it? Yes. It is slower. It's darker. It's moodier. It is Spaceman 3 cover though, so gosh darn it, I love that. I appreciate that. But yeah, it's not bad at all. You can listen to the sample and make your own decisions on it. It's not going to be for everyone. Then, here's something most of you know. Yeah, meow. Thank you for the kiss. I don't know why you're doing that again. Okay, Mr. Bad Breath. Ramones, Road to Ruin. I've never owned this. I used to have a bunch of Ramones on CD. Maybe I had this. This is their 4th album. Came out in '78. I mean, they were just knocking them out. This was the album that they hoped would make them popular because their last one did not do it. And so they're just trying, how do we become popular? And, you know, the reason, my problem has always been with the Ramones is their albums sound similar. And I didn't buy it. I just never bought a lot of them because they're all going to sound the same. And they don't try to do anything different. That was my thought. But this was a beautiful original copy that we'll try to do, not get cat hair all over it. And anything special on the inner sleeve. Look at that, beautiful inner sleeve still. Dude, you don't need to, yeah, right. I don't know why you think you have to go up and frickin', like, you know, I don't trust you because you're, you know, someone just watched the video from years ago when he bit me, and I would sit there and talk with it the whole thing with blood coming down my face, not knowing it. Yeah, Michael. He said, the cat bit you, man. Yeah, he did. Okay, and I've never trusted him since. So, this album, they slowed down, I felt. I felt that, you know, it definitely sounded slower than the other 3 albums. Still very similar sound to what you had going on. You know, they have the song, I Want to Be Sedated, which Joey Ramone wrote because he had a water kettle blow up and he had all these burns and had to go to the hospital. So while there, just wrote the song, I Want to Be Sedated. It seemed like the proper thing. It's what was going on. They also had the new drummer, Marky Ramone, was on this one. He had a debut. You know, there was a song like Needles and Pins, and I was listening. I go, boy, does that sound like a 60s cover. Well, it was a 60s cover. I did pretty good on that one, I thought. There was just, again, they were trying to become mainstream because every album was selling less, it seemed like. And this one did not work for them. It still tanked on them. I think it went to number 110. You know, there are some hard guitars on here, but you will find that there is acoustic rhythm going on. And so, you know, they're changing things up. There's a ballads. And that was like, wow, Ramones, ballads, huh? And so they had that. Yeah, I'm happy. It's fun to get originals. And when you can get one this clean, it's incredible. So I will not complain about that. But again, my problem with Ramones is they just always seem to be in that box, at least, you know, at the beginning. You know, they were trying to get out. It just wasn't working. From Record Store Day, Wild Carnation. And again, I know I showed these, but we've never talked about or played a sample to hear with the music. Comes with the OB strip that we still are trying to figure. I guess it gives us information. That way you don't have to put anything on the inside. It did have, it's on white vinyl. And it came in a nice plastic sleeve, not a white paper one. All the words that you could ever ask for are on there. Wild Carnation is a 3-piece pastoral pop group, and it was just filled with jangly guitars, kind of a side project. So Brownout was a side project, the Understood Youth was a side project, Underground Youth, and now we have this one. The singer is Brenda Salter, and she was in the Feelies from 83 to 91, and then when they reformed in the aughts, she was back in the Feelies. But they formed this group because it was kind of in between, so maybe not even really a side project, but it just happened as they're waiting for the Feelies to start up. She brought in her husband, Richard Barnes, who's on guitar, along with a drummer, Christopher O'Donnell. Her husband and the drummer, they were in another group called, what was it? Speed the Plow. So this album came out in 1994. And they'd had one other album they put out in 2006. And it's called Tricycle. And this was on Record Store Day. And I really like this. Is very, very good for those of you that do enjoy more of the jangle pop type stuff. And you know, the music was somewhere between, I would say, post-punk and the jangle of the Feelies. You definitely have that on there, and more of kind of a folk pastoral type sound to it. It's beautiful. It's really, really is nice. It's pleasant, atmospheric music, and you know, there's songs like Rising Tide. Yeah, Rising Tide it starts off with that. It just has this really cool kind of groove happening with these nice riffs. There was Darker, where is that one? Dodger Blue. I like that one too. Really good example of good jangle pop happening there. And No Doors in Kansas, which was just a hard rocking guitars going on. You know, inspiration is probably like Television, the Byrds, and the Velvets, which is what you could say for the Feelies. So you do have that kind of a Feelies sound, but more updated. Really neat. If you see this out there, Wild Carnation Tricycle from Record Store Day, it really is a very good album. Most enjoyable. Going to here, we got Boogaloo Joe Jones. All right. Ivan Joe Jones is his name. Ivan Joseph Jones. Jazz guitarist. And he put out 11 albums as a leader. He's still alive, I believe. This is his 6th, What It Is. And this came out in 1971 on Prestige. And nothing special in there. His father, actually, when he was 3 years old, his father gave him a guitar that only had 3 strings, but he learned to play it. He's self-taught guitarist. And he has his own kind of special style. You know, when he went out on his own, he worked Southern New Jersey and Atlantic City clubs. That's where he was getting his chops. And eventually, you know, he formed his own kind of a jazz funk group, and that's what he has. He has a jazz funk group. He's really known for that and creating this group. He has a very distinctive, likable sound, and that's what you get on this. This is good nature funk soul jazz music. It feels good. He does covers like Ain't No Sunshine, I Feel the Earth Move is the one, Let Them Talk, and then he has 3 of his own that he does. And yeah, this is good. You know, it's great background music. Is this something you're going to put on and really sit there going to study as much? Maybe if you're a guitar player, you may want to have the links, listen to the licks and stuff. But I felt for the most part, it was, it had these cool, funky grooves. It wasn't really captivating, but as you're doing something, very nice to put on the background. If you have a party or something going on for Memorial Day, this is a good background thing. So, yeah. Nothing earth-shattering, but groovy. Couple here. Oh my God. Oh, fell down. Yeah, it wasn't even you, cat. All right, you getting ready to go? Tired? Nope. Bruno Mars. Let's just talk Bruno Mars real quick. I do like Bruno Mars. I had them in the old collection. Hadn't gotten them back in. Had this on CD. Did not buy this when it came out, but they just reissued it again. So Bruno Mars, Peter Gene Hernandez, and came from a very musical family. His family had a band, so I mean, music, they were all about the music. And let's just say, Bruno Mars, we'll say this, he's sold 130 million records. He's had 8 number ones, 15 Grammy Awards, 11 American Music Awards, and a billion other things. The dude knows how to make music. He's a singer, songwriter, producer. Does well. This was his first one. He's only had 3 solo albums, Doo-Wops and Hooligans. So let's just go real quick on Doo-Wops and Hooligans. It had 3 number 1 songs on here, Grenade, Just the Way You Are, and The Lazy Song. For me, though, the killer is Runaway Baby. You gotta run, 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 run away, baby. That's the one I'm putting a sample on. That no doubt will be copyrighted, no doubt. I just like, well, almost everything I put, I get copyright hits on. But it doesn't matter. They say it's not a strike, so I don't care. You know, big deal. So, yeah, that is so freaking funky and good. This thing went to number 1. It's just great album, great music, most enjoyable, and it comes on beautiful colored vinyl. In Radio Wasteland, the kids are selling off, the college kids and high school kids are selling off their albums because they need the money. They bought too many record albums. I'm sure you're finding this in other places. I just saw a whole bunch more new stuff just came in. Newer albums that were reissued because people need money. And vinyl's expensive, and the kids are getting all excited, and they're buying it, and it's like, my car went down. I tuition, rent, whatever. And they're having to sell off. They come in, they get a little disappointed when they find out, you mean I don't get Discogs full value for this? All right, so here's the other one from Bruno Mars that was done. And he did this with Anderson .Paak, and Bootsy Collin even plays on one of the songs on here. And Vinyl Richie's just yelling at me right now. All right, I got it back in. Ta-da. So this came out in 2021. It did sell out. I kind of passed on. I go, is it good? I listened to a few samples. It seemed a little slower. Well, what they do is it goes back. This is like 70s soul and R&B. That's what they're going back in, trying to give that sound, and they do a very good job of doing it. Now, I like that, but I just wasn't sure if I wanted. Well, guess what? It was great. It won the album of the year. It has the song of the year on here. It won 4 Grammys, so a bunch of people really liked it a lot, I guess, huh? And Fly as Me. That was the one. That was a real good funk one. I mean, I like the funk. That's what I go for. Give me some funk and horns. Fly As Me was. But overall, we're really 70s vibe. My first listen was okay. As I've listened to it more, especially as preparing for this, was about this while back, I thought, okay, I'm really enjoying this more and more. So again, this is one that had to get, I just had to get into. So, yeah, not bad. Silk Sonic. All right. Bruno Mars.
I love you so. Hey, that's what you say. You tell me, baby, baby, please don't go away. But when I play, I never stay. Every girl that I meet, yeah, this is what I say. You better get it last night. I think I'm in love with you. I think I'm in love with you. Woke up and I can't get you out of my head. I tried. Come on. After last night, I don't know what to do. Baby, you got to tell me.
Final one, just real quick. And from REM, Dead Letter Office. And this is an interesting one because it's B-sides. Various B-sides and other things they've done and covers. And so it's just a fun album from them. They do 3 Velvet Underground songs on here, so what more could I ask for? They do also Aerosmith's Toys in the Attic. We do Femme Fatale, Pale Blue Eyes, and There She Comes Again. So, hey, you're doing some Velvet songs, so I'm interested. But they also cover some other things and just stuff that's never been put out. You know, just a fun album by REM from '87, I believe. Gotta have fun albums. That's it. That's what we have for this week. So thank you very much. Yeah, I didn't miss my midweek. It's still out there. I'll have another one. Still trying to decide what I'm doing. And yeah, thanks. I hope you guys have a great week. I know I got a cat that wants to go outside. He's alive, so everyone saw him. That'll give me an extra 200 views, and there's a lot of happy cats out there. Thanks, everyone. Have a great week. Bye.